Countries go to wars for many reasons. Territory, resources, people, and money are some of the natural reasons. Countries also go to war to keep their defense industries flush with cash. And the US is really unrivaled on that front. But for the first time ever, the United States of America might be going to war for just one man. That man is the son of the American president. That man is Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. That's right. There's a high possibility of the Ukraine-Russia tensions being fueled by Hunter Biden's criminalities. Let me explain how. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. And I'm your host, Atul Mishra. In this video, I will tell you how Joe Biden could trigger a war between Ukraine and Russia just to save his son, Hunter Biden. Let's begin. Russia has amassed over 100,000 troops on the borders of Ukraine. Moscow's forces continue to land in Belarus, officially for a military exercise. But anyone in their right state of mind would know that the deployments being made to Belarus are disproportionately more than those required for mere war games. Indeed, Ukraine is being encircled. Russia's naval forces have arrived in the Black Sea as well. Russia-Ukraine tensions are at an all-time low. But the United States is even more concerned than Kyiv. Let me prove how. Recently, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky scolded the Biden administration for creating panic regarding the entire Eastern European situation. Zelensky called on the West not to create panic amid the buildup of Russian troops on his country's borders. He told reporters that warnings of an imminent invasion were putting Ukraine's economy at risk. Essentially, Zelensky is calm and knows that the crisis is not as severe as Joe Biden wants the world to believe. The answer is simple. It is Hunter Biden. Apart from his tryst with drugs, women, and dirty corruption, Hunter Biden was involved in some shady business deals in Ukraine during the Obama administration. His father, Joe Biden, was back then the vice president of the United States and allegedly in the know of Hunter's criminal activities. With his father occupying the office of vice president and in charge of Ukraine policy, Hunter Biden conducted international business transactions while wearing his conflict of interest as a badge of honor. Hunter was a director on the board of Burisma, a Ukrainian-owned private energy company, while his father was the vice president and Obama's man for all things related to Ukraine. According to the New York Post, an advisor to Burisma, Vadim Pozarsky, apparently thanked Hunter Biden for inviting him to meet his father in Washington. In 2016, Joe Biden called for the dismissal of Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shokin, whose office had Burisma and other companies under investigation. A successful Russian invasion of Ukraine would expose a lot of the criminal activities of the Biden family. You see, many of the files pertaining to Hunter Biden's illegalities continue to be housed in Ukraine, and a Russian invasion would most definitely expose the same to the world. Even if a Russian invasion does not, the Ukrainian government seems to be in possession of highly classified files which it is using as leverage over Joe Biden. No other NATO country is as hysterical over the Ukraine situation like the US, led by Joe Biden is. Much of Europe, including the likes of Germany and Italy, depend on Russia for gas. Therefore, antagonizing Moscow is not really an option for the European Union, which is why it is not really stepping on Moscow's toes over the Ukraine situation. The United States does not depend on Russia for gas. And it is also led by Joe Biden, whose son Hunter Biden's misdeeds continue to haunt the first family to this day. Even if Russia exposing Hunter's misdeed is not enough of a motivation, there is a high chance that Kyiv has instructed the Biden administration to step up pressure against Moscow, failing which it would be at liberty to share the Hunter files with the world. But going by Zelensky's statements against Biden, it really seems silly old Joe has really donned the hat of overacting. With the midterm polls barely months away, Joe Biden cannot risk those dreaded Hunter files housed in Ukraine being made public. It would result in complete electoral rout for Democrats, and Republicans will make it a mission to rid the White House of the Bidens. Russia, meanwhile, has its own fair share of dirt on Hunter and Joe Biden. Hunter received a $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina, the richest woman in Russia. According to the New York Post, Baturina sent 11 wire transfers between May and December 2015 to a bank account belonging to BAK USA, a tech startup that filed for bankruptcy in March 2019. 9 of those 11 wire transfers were first sent to Rosamond Seneca Partners, the investment firm founded by Biden and Chris Hines, stepson of former Secretary of State John Kerry. This proves that Hunter is dirty and has had multiple shady transactions in this part of the world. Joe Biden has gone into a war mode only to save his son from being exposed any further. And that really is a shame, because American soldiers do not deserve to die for Hunter Biden's crimes.